Alright, well, here we are, my friends. Welcome back to another episode here at Mike's Mods and Customs. And here we are with yet another challenge build. So, our friend Lee over there at a Time Riders Wee Little Cars has put out a challenge for his anniversary. His anniversary is the month of November for his channel. And he's started a little bit of a routine of doing a tow truck build for himself every year. So now he's put a challenge out for everybody to join him. So I decided to join in on this one with him. So I took a trip over to my junkyard box I have over there. And I happen to have, well, a few components. So take a look inside here and I'll show you what we got to work with. So we have the front of this Hot Wheels rescue truck that used to be. I had taken the back off of it. If you remember, I did a build for a friend of mine that replicated a work truck, so I used the utility body off the back of this. So I figured that could be our base and our front for a tow truck. Why not? And then currently another vehicle on another project I'm working on, this base right here, 65 Chevy pickup truck, had a tow truck rack in the back of it. So of course I hung on to that. That came out of the junkyard. So I have this set up. So that, in conjunction with, well, a lot of work and some styrene, I plan to try to make this a tow truck. I've already cut up some pieces that I plan to, well, I'm going to try to extend the cab back a little bit. And then put a wall across the back with a window. So, yeah. I got some work cut out for me. This is going to be an interesting build. So, hang in there with me. Grab a seat. Grab a cold drink. Andre, grab a coffee. I'm going to get this in the stripper. I'm going to get the wheels popped out of there. And get this baby into the cleaner to get that chrome stripped off. And then we're going to start some construction. So, hang in there with me. It's going to be a long, fun ride. It's going to be a good one. Alright guys, welcome back. Here we are at the bench. We're going to get our tow truck out of the stripper here. I'm going to get this thing over to the sink, get it cleaned up, and then hit it with the Dremel tool with the Scotch-Brite pad. And we'll go from there. We're going to start doing some body work on this thing and extend the cab out a little bit. So, hang in there with me. We'll be right back. Alright, so I guess I should have recorded how I did this, but I really didn't expect it to go as easily as it did. So I didn't want to film it. But, I cut some sheet styrene. And I extended the cab. So, there we have, right now, just 3 square pieces off the back of the cab. So, I'm going to let that sit and cure for probably a couple days. And let it get good and hardened up. Then we'll go back with the file and the sanding, and we'll get that to go to shape along the rounded part of the cab. Get the roof contoured right, and we'll probably have to come back with some putty. I can already see a space right there where the cab wasn't cut perfectly smooth, but that's all right. This is going to be a crazy custom project, so. Just the first start to the amount of styrene I'm going to have to use. And alright, so we're back here with the tow truck project. And my styrene here has had a good chance to sit and dry and cure. They started on the roof already. Not sure if you can see across the line there, but I got that started already. Going to get it close and then come back with the file. messy, messy, messy for sure, but close. So you can see how thin it got in certain spots here now. It's really thin, so I have to be gentle as I'm cleaning it up, but I still got to put a back panel on this. So once I get this cleaned up a little more, I'll get a back panel on it, and then I can go back over it with any filler. So now I'm going to hit this up with the file and work on getting this closer and contour to the rest of the casting. And then we'll go from there. So, like I said, I just want to get it. It already looks way better than it was. And I'll just fine tune it from here. Not sure if you guys can see that down the line there. But yeah. A little bit more body work to do here with the file, so I'm going to break away off camera, do some work on this. I'll come back to you when I'm ready for the back panel. Alright, so I got the back panel piece rough cut. It's going to go on there like so. It's going to go like that. You can see some black in there because I put this down like so, traced around it with a Sharpie. But that's alright, it's going to get all cleaned up. There's plenty of sanding and filling to do yet. So, that's going to be my back. Alright, let's see how we do here without sticking my fingers to it. Get it on there as good as we can. Come back and sand the rest down. Good, good, good. Better be good, because it ain't moving now. So, there we go. We'll let that sit in care now. And we'll come back, do some more sanding. You're going to do something with the back window. Alright, so welcome back. Yeah, here we are with the continued construction of our tow truck. And I've been really having a good time with this one. It's been a lot of fun. Been super excited to continue with it, and I got a little bit further along before I recorded, so I got that back panel on, and I made a window, and I also went ahead and made the bracing I need to hold the rear cab mounts, I guess we'll call it. So the way that it's set on the chassis, I'll give you a quick show here. So it sits on the chassis like so. And to put that brace across the back there, that's potentially going to help with the floor of the body as well. But I needed to do that to keep this level. It's kind of tough to get into some of these spots I want to get to. I don't want to ruin these lights that are on the cab here. All right, I'm going to continue on with some of this stuff, and we're going to start doing some work on the body there with some styrene. So I'll take a break from the camera for a minute, work on this. I'll be right back. All right, so after just a short few minutes of some sanding, I think I got that pretty close to move on to the next step. What I need to do, you see I got some of our buddy Jim Silva's stuff sitting out here. I in process of handling this and working with this, the styrene portion that I have super glued to the back of the casting has actually come free, popped off. So I want to make sure I reinforce it so that doesn't happen long term. The putty that's in there now, yes, will probably help with some of that. But I'm going to mix up some of this JB Weld. I'm going to put a little bit of it right here in these corners where I had some gaps. But more importantly, I'm going to put it on the inside and fill in a good portion of the inside here with JB Weld. so I get a good adhesion between the styrene and the metal. But before I do that, I want to give it a quick little degreasing clean with our super clean. Yeah, Bondo it up with JB Weld. Good stuff. All right, now we got to figure out how we're going to let this guy sit and settle and dry. For now, I'm pretty sure it'll sit right there like that. All right, I'm going to get this thing set aside and get it drying and curing. All right, so here we are with the finished primered product. So you last seen it, we were doing some work with JB Weld on the inside in here. So I have the inside edges here coated with JB Weld pretty well, all inside here. And I sanded it down pretty decent. And I went over it with some real heavy primer first, sanded it down some more, and then just sprayed it with a light gray primer from Mr. Hobby, a new primer I've been using. Mr. Primer, Surfacer 1000. They have different Surfacer numbers. I used a Surfacer 500, which is really, really thick as a filler primer to help with these edges here. So there's our finished project for part 1 of what I'm calling a 3-part series to get this tow truck built. So hang in there with me. You're not going to want to miss the opportunity to see part 2 coming up, which is going to be completely scratch built back half of the body. So that's going to be pretty cool. It just ended up being way too long to do all in one video, so I'm going to split it up. So there's the cab. So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you ring that bell so you get notification for when I get part 2 ready. Should only be another few days away. So thanks for watching. Get that thumbs up for me. Leave a comment. And hang tight for part 2.